Nuclear launch detected.
Warning, nuke music may damage your eardrums and hurt your soul. This song is a war crime. I don't believe in human rights.
Fantasy settings. The cool RPG-looking landscape with the shiny magical powers. A lot of people love this setting a lot because it's popular for obvious reasons. These fantasy settings work because of its captivity of nature being twisted into something more outlandish and insane to look at. People love the ancient way of battle brought back alongside with cool magical powers just being shown out on this amazing landscape. They also love the interesting character situations that now exist in this insanely twisted world and see how the society interacts with itself. With this type of setting, you have the viewer watching uncanny godlike figures come down to wreak havoc on the world and the characters, or for an isekai setting, you get to watch
juicy slave titties with a nice, big-ass black, brown cheeks.
Fantasy series can create some of the best settings in manga, hell, even in anime. However, I don't give a fuck about it.
How can you even say that, Dad?
Didn't like it.
What didn't you like about it?
It insists upon itself, Lois.
What?
It insists upon itself.
What does that?
It's not that I hate the setting, I just prefer that type of creativity in a modern environment, more of an urban city. I like cool cities. It's why I like cyberpunk shit a lot. I like the flashing lights and the neon color backgrounds. I like the existence of cars speeding and flexing. I like seeing badass guns and systemic combat drawn on screen. I like seeing futuristic porn and the existence of a Build-A-Bitch adding to my addiction. That shit's cool. I love the future. But at the same time, magic powers are cool, so luckily there's a subgenre that brings magic in a modern day setting called urban fantasy. Urban fantasy series, you can definitely think of a couple off the top of your head, like Mob Psycho, Chainsaw Man, Jujutsu Kaisen, and of course the Fate series. I'm not talking about any of those today. Today I want to talk about a more creative series that's around the urban fantasy setting. As low energy as I sound, this is another favorite manga I'm ready to talk about, and today it is Dorohedoro. Dorohedoro is an insanely creative story that takes place in this rundown ghetto-ass city called Hole. The story is about a man named Kaiman who was cursed with a lizard head after an altercation with an unknown magic user. The curse messed with Kaiman's memory of events, so now working with a gyoza shop owner, he searches for the culprit responsible for the cursed head. The gyoza shop owner named Nikaido comes out to help Kaiman for the sake of putting magic users in their place. Problems arise after attacking one magic user that belongs to a very powerful mafia of magic users, only known as the
Shadow Wizard Money Gang. We love casting spells.
What I love about this series the most is its world building. It is easily the best world building I've seen in any manga. Just the background and unique character designs are amazing to look at with this ghetto-ass area and all these magic users with edgy designs going about. Not all designs are like that though, some of them are just fun streetwear projects like just a roach wearing J's and a do-rag. Which, by the way, Johnson is like one of the best characters. What I really love about the world building in this manga is how they utilize the magic. Like in one chapter, they explain how the healing magicians all banded together to create a huge monopoly on the healthcare system. The N family doesn't care to intervene because they have their own healing magic, so the average person is just left out to accept whatever ridiculous prices they have. This little bit of information is why the main cast sees an underground doctor for a lot less money. This piece of information is why I love Dorohedoro's world building so much, because it's not even revealed as a grand thing. It's a little offhanded note made by one of the cross-eyed members. My point is, something this small in detail shouldn't matter to me at all. Like, why the fuck do I care about the healthcare system in a magical world? Well, Dorohedoro gave me a reason to care, and that's what I love about this attention to detail. It's just creatively realistic, if that makes any sense. It's not just tactful only in battle, you see it affect daily life. Another example of this is the world's tools and magic, like in one scene where they introduce a spray that can just gender bend people. It's used for disguises, you sick fucks, it's not what you thinking. It's dumb shit like that that adds to how intricate the magic system is. The world in Dorohedoro is well crafted and made to be this consistently interesting place to watch characters explore. That's what adds to a lot of the interest of this manga and why I love it so much. Speaking of which, the character writing is top-notch in this series. This is a series where I just love every character, even the most annoying ones. They all bring something to the table, serving this entire cookout of a story to the reader. You have Kaiman, who's a solid MC that builds this fun and wholesome relationship with Nikaido throughout the story. It makes for nice character building and fun dialogue to read through, as Nikaido's a great character in her own right. Then you got the entire N family, which are arguably the best characters in the entire series. Actually, not even arguably, no, they just are. I already love N alone because he's just such an interesting character. N is a powerful mafia boss, but at the same time, they don't take his character so seriously to where it's all he is. Dorohedoro just knows how to have fun with itself as a series. It's like Barry, where it can have a funny-ass moment, but also have a serious moment and still keep your feelings consistent to the show. I say this because N embodies this feeling the best throughout the story. You also have characters like Shin and Nudy who pretty much carry all the fights in the series because they are just so goddamn cool. Shin is the hitman that keeps it professional at all times, and Nudy is the meathead grunt that just loves to kill shit, and also has more testosterone than most men. Their relationship with each other is also fun to watch and witness, just like Kaiman and Nikaido's is. They make up for a lot of the scenes in Dorohedoro that make it great, and honestly, they're gonna be some of your favorite as well. I also gotta mention Fujita, because Fujita is a character I didn't expect to like at all. Not that Fujita was bad or anything, I just didn't expect him to be as goated as he was throughout the series. Cause at the beginning, he's a jobber villain who's pretty much doing nothing and is just useless to the N family, but throughout the story, you're seeing more and more of him, and he's just a really likable character. Seeing how his weakness weighs on his mind and it becomes his own character arc later on in the story is what makes him a good character to me. Despite how annoying Ibisu is, just seeing her try to cheer Fujita up and put his mind in a better place really makes me think that, wow, maybe her whole personality isn't being a spastic retard after all. Okay, jokes aside, Ibisu isn't actually that bad of a character. A really funny character I gotta show love to is Chota. He's N's biggest dick rider throughout the series. Like, literally the biggest dick rider. I just find him pretty comical. I like the fact that he's the only owner of N's documentary that he made on himself, which goes back to why I love N. This man made a documentary on himself about his life that nobody cared about. What makes this also cool is the fact that this is the only way we learn about N's backstory and lore throughout the story. Alright, my point is driven home for how much I love the N family. Now, another character I need to bring up from this series that is really goated is Kasukabe. Kasukabe is the realest brown boy I've ever seen in fiction, bro. Not only does this man own the most dripped out roach in existence, but he also has a devil slobbering on his dick daily. For quick context, the devils basically work like deities in this series, so for this devil to come down and have sex with this one dude right here, it shows that he is on a whole nother spectrum of game. Okay, look, that was a spoiler, but I mean, come on, that was too cool not to talk about. What the fuck else you want me to say? Oh, he's just an underground doctor, he does doctor stuff, like... No, but in all seriousness, Kasukabe is really cool and useful to the team. He's also one of the few characters that doesn't have magic, so seeing how he deals with this magical world is pretty cool to see. Even with everything I've said, I've still not talked about enough characters. Every character genuinely plays a role into the series, and I would like to go into it, however, it would just spoil more and more of the series, and I'm not trying to do that. Y'all gotta read it. I swear, it is so hard to recommend a series sometimes without spoiling great shit. But at the same time, I hate talking like this, because goddamn, I don't feel like I'm doing this series enough justice when I talk about it, because there is so much I want to get into. Alright, enough about the characters, you get my point. This series is goated, 10 out of 10, you gotta read it.
10 out of 10, and it easily earns the badass seal of approval.
Now time to address the elephant in the room. I gotta talk about the anime. The anime isn't half bad at all. I think it does a really good job at getting down the atmosphere. The animation for Dorohedoro can be really good at times, however, it's also inconsistent because of how much they use CGI in the show. For some people, that will be the end-all be-all because you know how the anime community feels about CGI. The anime may or may not leave a good first impression on you, but don't take it as me scaring you away from the anime because it's still good in a lot of aspects. Like, the anime nails down the atmosphere really well. Like, so well, it's insane. That is a huge plus going for the anime. The music's really cool, too. I love the opening and all the endings as well, because they're all different and weird. They kind of capture that unique feel of Dorohedoro. The story and writing is unchanged here. It's followed nicely. The only thing wrong with it is just the CGI, basically. Even then, it's still not the worst thing ever. The show still does its best to capture the art style and everything, which is really good to see. I could easily rage at this and say, typical crappa L! But I'll be nice this time and give Mappa some applause. For now. So yeah, if you really want to watch the anime, go ahead and do it and cut out the first 30 chapters from it. The anime is also pretty available. It's on Netflix of all places, so it's pretty easy to put any normal person on. Though, keep in mind, the anime obviously isn't finished at all. It barely covers half the manga, so you still gotta read it even after you finish the show. So if you hate CGI so much to the point where it makes you want to gouge your eyes out for even looking at a millisecond of it, then I suggest you start with the manga, because this is a masterpiece series. You gotta get on it. Alright, I'm getting lazy and tired of editing this shit, so this is where I'm gonna end off the video. Hopefully this video convinces you to go read Dorohedoro, because it's a great series. It's a manga that reminds you why you even read manga in the first place. It's because it's fun shit like this that exists.